Hello there, Jonathan Dawson coming to you from the United States. I want to say I really appreciate the time that you're allowing for me there in New Zealand. I visited your glorious country. About a year ago, I was invited by an auto group and got to spend quite a bit of time in the areas of Auckland. I got to see Taupo, Wellington, travel around. There's even a sauna, steam bath. I'm trying to remember what city it was, but there was this wonderful area that I went to as well. It's just a beautiful country that you have. And I really enjoyed that visit. And when Chris reached out to me to see if I could add some value to his organization, to the team here, to your organization, I was very honored. And I'm very, very happy to put together this simple presentation that we'll be doing today, and also the one that I'll be elaborating on in October. So this video is somewhat of a preparation video. It's really just a conversation. I haven't got any super prepared notes in front of me. I don't have a script I'm following. But I've given a handout to you that hopefully by the time you're watching this video you have. And as you've maybe looked at the handout, you've started to see that this is a conversation about the 6 core needs, or the 6 human needs. These 6 needs were first popularized by a gentleman by the name of Anthony Robbins, who's been a mentor of mine since I was 12. I got to meet him actually a few years ago. Some of you may know his work. Tony Robbins, big hands, big teeth. Most people think of him as a motivational speaker, a success coach, an entrepreneur. He's all that and more. And one of the things I think that I've learned most from studying him and others like him is that success leaves clues. There's a pattern behind everything. And once you understand the pattern of something, you can begin to predict the behaviors of not only yourself, but others. And when you can identify negative behaviors and you can apply some of these psychological principles, you can actually predict and prevent things from happening that you want to stop seeing in your life, or maybe even in the lives of the people around you. This exercise, as we go through it together, is going to explore what these 6 core needs are, help you possibly identify them more quickly in yourself and in the others that you're in relationship with, and then help you understand how you can use these, leverage these internal drivers to get more done, to be more productive, to be more effective, to be more profitable, to be happier, to have more peace, and all the other great things that you're looking for. We're not going to fix everything in a few minute video. We're certainly not going to fix everything in a day. But if we can begin to understand what's causing the behaviors that we see in ourselves and in those around us, we can begin to identify with empathy and compassion and possibly build stronger relationships with those people. So in business, of course, this is very important, right? Because any person that you're trying to do business with has to, in some degree, feel that you're there to solve a problem, that you're there to meet a need of theirs. Everybody is essentially, on some degree, selfish in nature, right? We want to know what's in it for me. What am I getting out of this deal? So when I'm in a relationship, whether it be a business or with my spouse or with my friends, I'm always seeking to add value to that relationship. By adding value, they reciprocate and respond back by giving me value back. That's a healthy relationship. So in this video, let me prep the stage and kind of share with you what you can expect out of the next few minutes. And the handout that I've prepared for you that many of you have probably already looked at, I want to make sure you understand kind of what it is that you'll be going through in that exercise. So this video is not designed to follow line by line with the handout, but really just to give you another overview or another way of bringing clarity to what the exercise is. As we examine the 6 core needs, I want to make sure I stress a few points about them. The first thing I need you to understand is these needs are not ranked in any order of priority. There's not one need that is a better need than another. It's not that people should have need A but not need B. The other thing about the needs is that these needs are somewhat neutral. What I mean by that is one need is not a morally better need than the other. It is not better to need this in your life than to need that, and so forth. So don't sit kind of in judgment if somebody else has different needs than you. In fact, there's a very high probability that as we go through the exercise, you'll realize and recognize not only within yourself what is driving your behavior, but you'll begin to maybe more deeply understand your spouse or your parents or your children or the people that you work with. And that's my hope for the next few minutes. So examining the 6 needs, let's do a very quick overview of what you can expect from them. One of the needs, and the first one I believe outlined in the handout that I prepared, is the need for certainty. Now the need for certainty is a huge driver of people's behavior. I mean, many people really do believe that unless they feel a high degree of certainty about certain things, that they won't take action. In fact, in sales, I think this is essential, right? If the client does not believe with a reasonable degree of certainty that they will get the promised outcome of your product or service, they are going to be reluctant in taking action. Most people don't want to just try something out and see what happens. Most people want to have a reasonable degree of certainty, confidence that what they take action on will produce a desired result. So our job, if we're in sales, is to elevate the customer's certainty that if they do business with us, take advantage of our products or services, that they will get the result that I'm promising. Now, there's obviously lots of ways to increase certainty in a person's life, and even within yourself. If you are a certainty-driven person, if that's a core need, what you'll find is that there are certain things that kind of show up in your behaviors and in your choices. People who are high certainty like clarity. They like consistency, not only in themselves but in others. It really messes with them if people don't do what they say they're going to do the way they're supposed to do it. Certainty people oftentimes tend to be highly organized people. You'll see that they keep planners, or their desk is fairly organized and neat because they like things a certain way. So if you are a certainty-driven person, then what you'll look for is things that resonate with that. And when you meet people who either give you a degree of certainty or who have it as well in their personality and temperament, you're going to resonate with those people. Now, the next one on the needs is the need for uncertainty. Now, this is actually somewhat of an opposite, isn't it? The idea that you need a degree of variety, a degree of change, because just in general, if everything in your life was constantly planned out and you knew with certainty everything that would always happen, well, obviously your life would become boring. And to somebody who has a high uncertainty need, where they love variety, they love change, they love when things are different and when things are crazy, they love surprises, they love unique encounters, to those people, when they deal with, work with, or have an encounter with somebody who is a high certainty person, they clash. Oftentimes they go, gosh, it's so boring. Why everything has to be so rigid? Why are they such a stuck-up person? Everything is, they need to relax a little bit. See, to the uncertain person, the person who's driven by variety and change, they feel like that's where the spice of life is. So you have these two almost opposite needs. The second need of uncertainty is not a worse need than the first need. It's not a better need. These are morally neutral. The third one is the need for connection. The need for connection is the desire to be in relationship with people, to have community, and to be part of something bigger than yourself. People who have a high relational need or a high connection need oftentimes will find themselves looking for ways to connect and relate on a personal level with the people that they meet. They tend to be more open about their family situation or their life situation because they're looking for a way to build rapport and to connect with somebody on a more meaningful level. People who are high relational oftentimes will put themselves in a situation where they'll sacrifice what they want to help the team out. They're the ones that will always run and go grab an errand for you to be the team player. People who have a high relational need are driven by connection in a group or in a relationship with others. The opposite of that is the need for significance. A person with a high significance need is a person who wants to see themselves recognized amongst the crowd. Whereas the community person and the connection person may be comfortable behind the scenes doing the work that nobody sees, the significance person likes a little bit of attention. They're the person that wants to be recognized for their effort. They want to be called out. They want to get their praises sung in the streets, so to speak. Now, significance does not have to mean ego. You can be significant in people's lives without being selfish about it. I can be a coach to somebody, be a mentor, raise them up and teach them principles that have a significant impact on their life. This, for me, is incredibly rewarding, and it's also altruistic. So don't think that because somebody is significance driven, that means that they're going to be a prima donna or that they have to be the center of attention in a rude way. This brings me to a point I'd like to illustrate about these needs. By now, you may begin to identify with any of these four needs in yourself. Maybe you see a high need for certainty or a high need for variety. Maybe you see that within yourself you have a high drive for community or a high drive for significance. I want you to know that either of those needs, any of them, can be met in healthy ways or they can be met in unhealthy ways. These needs can also be met at a low level of intensity or at a peak level of intensity. And so when examining these needs, both for yourself and for the people around you, you'll begin to identify that certain ways that you meet those needs for yourself are fairly healthy, while in other ways might be unhealthy. They might be either self-damaging or damaging to others. We're going to meet our needs. We're going to find a way. The question is going to be, is it going to be in a healthy way or in an unhealthy way? Is it going to be in an intense, high peak emotional way, or is it going to be in a relatively neutral way? As you go about understanding these needs, you'll begin to identify them in others very quickly and start to identify them in yourself. Now, the two last needs are the need for contribution and the need for growth. Now, contribution is pretty simple. It's the need to be generous. It's the need to give of yourself. It's the need to be sacrificial. Some people are almost hardwired that way. It becomes very natural for them when an opportunity presents itself for them to give up something, whether it be recognition or that last cookie. They're the ones that are inclined to do so and do so without a problem. Why? Because core need for them is the need to give. A person who's devoted to growth has a driving desire to become better, to learn more, to gain more knowledge, to become a better version of themselves. Now, on the surface, you might think, well, obviously those are healthy attributes, but I would challenge you to say that you can meet these needs in unhealthy ways as well. A person committed to contribution can give and give and give and hurt themselves in doing so. A person who is committed to growth can be so focused on the next thing that they don't really take care of themselves or their family. A person pursuing excellence can leave their loved ones behind. Now, any person is going to have a dominant need at any particular point or season of their life. Most of us have at least two driving needs that we're constantly trying to meet. These needs compel us to take certain actions, they captivate our thoughts, and they drive our behavior. As you begin to identify these, you'll recognize where you are meeting these needs, the behaviors that you choose, the relationships that you have, where you can say, you know what, I understand now why I resonate with this person because I see how they meet this need for me. I understand why I have this behavior, this pattern, even this addiction in my life because it meets a certain need. People will find a way to meet these needs. They'll either meet them in healthy ways or in unhealthy ways. They'll meet them at very peak emotional way, or they'll meet them in a very passive way. But people will always do so. And for you, the master of motivation, the person who's learning how to influence and impact, if you would like to do this at a higher level for those around you, you should begin to ask yourself, what is the needs this person has, and how can I meet them in a healthy and intense way so that the relationship will grow and that I can increase my influence with them to help them more? In my capacity as a professional trainer, coach, and sales consultant, I found that my current role in life allows me to meet these needs in a very significant and healthy way. Obviously, my need for certainty is very strong. And my expression of that is in the fact that I have studied my craft so that I'm absolutely convinced that there is no one out there who can stump me. I've studied to a point of certainty and confidence that I can stand before a room of 500 people and deliver a presentation. I know that I know that I know what it is that I know. So I'm meeting my need for certainty in a very high level and in a very healthy way. My need for variety is also available to me because I get to meet so many unique and different people. I get to video chat and interact with Kiwis out in New Zealand. I get to change my environment, talk to new people, meet new problems, and discover new opportunities for solutions. So for me, my need for variety is also met in a very healthy way. Obviously, my need for connection is also met because I get to be in a relationship with thousands upon thousands of salespeople all across the world now. I'm able to be in a community where I'm able to contribute and make a difference and support thousands of people as they achieve their goals. I'm also a person who plays a pretty significant role in people's lives. I've been the success coach to many salespeople and dealerships and management teams, and helping them achieve record-breaking success has helped me feel a huge sense of significance. And then finally, contribution and growth. I'm constantly seeking new ways to give, to add value, and to make a difference. And I'm always looking to learn and to grow and accept new challenges. And so in my life, I've found a way to meet my needs and to meet them at a high level and to meet them in a healthy way. My hope is that you will also find that within your work and find it within your opportunities and the relationships that you're given. I thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that this overview of the exercise and then the handout that I've prepared for you will open up your eyes to help you see in the people around you what are the needs that you can meet, and within yourself to identify them so that you can clearly meet your needs in a healthy and a very high level 10 intensity way. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you guys all real soon. Bye.